So, welcome everyone. Uh, Now we are heading towards the HR round, and we would like to discuss some of the very important questions that are most generic in HR round. So, the first question is when someone asks from us, tell me something about yourself, then what should be our response?
uh, let's before I tell you something about it. What do you think should be the answer? Like, I would just one statement from each of you, a small line, like some words or some points that you think should be given as an answer. Just a couple of words maybe.
Firstly, I would tell my name and then my educational background.
Good to go with. Somebody else. uh, Dheeraj also, we have Dheeraj also, right?
Yes, Bhaiya. I will tell my name first, then what I am doing, then
Mm-hmm.
my what other skills I have done along with my projects, any
Mm-hmm.
achievements I have done in my life.
Okay.
Then I will tell my hobbies.
Okay.
Okay.
Well and good. It's fine. So all in all, let's say you're telling the other person what actually he or she has it in your resume, right? The other person has your resume. So starting off the with the name is sort of a mandatory or cliche thing that we need to do. We can't help it. But for the other things, we have our choices. See, what I started off with was sir or ma'am. You already know my name, but I'll still start off with it. And my name's Animesh Trivedi. Rest, I won't go ahead with all the details that you might have had read in my resume, right? Then tell them a brief about it, that going over your resume once in a quick one line statement, that I am from this, and one line should sum it up all, right? Whatever he or she can grasp from your resume, it should sum it up all. You should have that one line ready when you go in for the HR interview, right? And first and foremost thing, keep that half smile on your face, not too wide that the interviewer feels uncomfortable, and not too dim that he or she feels that you are scared, or uh, you're kind of nervous. Your feelings should be happy and really, really comfortable. You should express your comfort with that interviewer, right? Because it's just a matter of 30, 40 minutes, or maybe 45 minutes if it goes good, that you will be talking to that person. Even if when you join that particular company, you won't be interacting much with that particular HR, right? So just need to make an impact in those 40, 50 minutes. Don't take it as something that's a do or die moment for you. Take it as something that you are getting an opportunity to interact with somewhere with a greater qualification than you, and what you can grasp from the other person. Next point, what I would tell is, don't let the interviewer carry the conversation. Take a step ahead and grab hold of the, let's say, guide of the conversation. Grab hold of the conversation. You should be the one guiding the conversation, right? You should be the one who kind of decides what question the other person would be asking you. This would come when you practice talking to other people. When you converse with other people, you decide what the other person should ask you and what he or she should not, right? And the only difference is you can't say no to the interviewer when he or she asks you something. So that's what you got to avoid. Take pauses. You don't need to be quick at it. The moment he or she asks you a question, you don't need to be instantaneously replying to the question. Think of it, keep it real time, and don't ever learn and go answers, right? Don't ever learn answers and go into the room and spur it all out. It should come from your heart. All you need to learn is some basic things, like let's say, where do you see yourself in 5 years, right? Input your thoughts, your own thoughts, like where do you actually see yourself in 5 years. Even if you don't see yourself doing something great, keep it simple. Just make it just make sure that it looks catchy to the other person. uh, well, if I'm not looking myself doing something great in the next 5 years, I would keep it like, so I don't know, I won't say I would be a multimillionaire or I would be a well settled person in the next 5 years. But what I can assure you, or let's say what I can think of right now, is I would be doing satisfactory in my life in the next 5 years, proceeding ahead with what I have decided for now, doing well in whatever field I choose to opt in the next few days or next few months. That's it. See, the thing is, next 5 years don't add a great deal to your life. Next 10 years, do. In the next years, 10 years, you need to see yourself well settled. You need to see yourself in you know a satisfactory position in life. You need to have start thinking about your family and all. Those are two different questions, so don't mix them up. It sometimes happen in nervousness, you kind of end up mixing that in 10 years or 5 years, right? So don't end up mixing that.
Okay. So, what should be our response when they ask us about our strength and weaknesses?
See, the this point is something that people end up acting really nervously at. You need to be nervous. Just think of it as you are talking to your friend, a friend that you don't want to he or she should know everything about you, but you need to answer some questions, right? So think of it as that. If I want a friend to know about my strengths and weaknesses so that he or she could help me, what would I tell him or her? That's the answer you need to give to that interview, right? Tell them your strengths that you think that might be helpful for them. If I need to tell my strengths to, let's say, a company that works on IoT or something, I would tell them related strengths, nothing else. If I have 18-inch biceps, or if I can
Mhm.
squat 100 times in one go, that won't be necessary for them, even if I'm really really good at that. So they don't need to hear that. So be sure about it, what the other person needs to hear, what the other person needs to know about you. That's the only thing you would be telling them. Same goes for the previous question that we were talking about. Tell me something about yourself. If the like the first thing is, the interviewer doesn't need to know about your family history, doesn't need to know how many brothers or sisters you have, until he or she specifically asks you. You don't need to be telling them about your family and all that. Just keep it all professional, how your corporate life has been, how your college life has been. That's all. You need to be taking ahead the conversation, not him or her. The weaknesses part,
Mm.
again, the weaknesses part, that they cannot use against you, or that cannot cost you that particular job. You don't need to tell them, even if you are very very poor at coding, you don't need to bring up that point. I was significantly, let's say not significantly, but I was a little dim at coding. I didn't, let's say, I wasn't confident at it. I might be have been doing good, but I wasn't confident at it. And then I made sure that in the interviews this point never came up. You need to hide, or let's say you need to cover up that part. You need to make sure the other person knows only what's helpful for him. In the weaknesses part also, you cannot express that you get anxiety fits, you have cross depression or whatever it is. The weaknesses should be something like, it's a weakness for you, you consider it a weakness, but in general it's a strength. Like I'm too emotional, I get attached to people easily, but it's in general it's a strength, that it helps you do good. And make sure with every weakness you express, you tell them, you express to the other person that how in general in other people's life it acts as a strength. This is really really important.
Okay. So, what's your response for the question that what is your biggest achievement till date?
Okay, if I answer it now, it would be me clearing cat in my first go, even though I couldn't practice and I couldn't let's say, yeah, I couldn't train myself as much as I wanted to, but I still scored distinctively good enough. And before that, in my time of the interviews, what I answered was that clearing this phase of life. I had complications in my life, but I still managed to clear them. I still managed to get in front of you and sit in front of you to be able to talk to you and to be able to prove myself a worthy candidate to be a part of your company.
Okay.
That's what to tell the other person.
Okay. So, what should be our response to a question that how do you respond a change?
Change, then ask them what specifically they are looking for, like what change specifically they need to, you know, have your actions at.
So, now one of the very common questions we have that why should we hire you?
Because my perception says, my confidence says that I am a very worthy candidate to be a part of your organization, and I am confident about myself being capable enough to deliver good for you that could add to the company's growth and to my skills as well. See, joining the company shouldn't be an, a benefit for them only. You need to tell how it is beneficial for you as well, right? Tell them what their company gives you, what opportunities and what, let's say, what environment they give you, is how it is helpful for you, how it's gonna add to your skills and your caliber, right? And also tell them that if it adds to your caliber, how good are you going to deliver to that company. These are
Okay.
the two basic things that you go need to go hand in hand with.
Uh, what should be our response if the interviewee asks us that how would you respond to a new technology which you will learn during your office or during the professional life?
Okay, just like a kid learns walking, that's how I'll respond to a new technology that I come across. When a kid learns to walk the first time, when a kid stands up on his feet the first time, it's really, what should I say? It's really exciting. It's the emotions are not, stable, let's say. So that's how we would be reacting to a new technology that we come across. We would be really excited to explore it as much as we can, to explore the pros and cons, mostly the cons, so that we don't end up making any disastrous mistakes that can cost the company and that can cost us something, right? We would focus on the pros that we can use for the development, how we can amalgamate it with the existing technologies, whatever we have learned, even if it comes to the point that we really need to entirely move on to the new technology, we'll be really comfortable with it. Tell them how you have adapted new things in your life, be it a new house, be it a new bicycle that you, for which you had to let go of your loved KD tricycle in the childhood, or be it a new classroom that you adapted to, right? Because these are some things that we all have went through. In our school days, we didn't feel like letting go of our old friends, but we had to. But we adapted, and then we adapted to the new ones, right? So that's how we adapt to new technologies and everything new that comes into our life.
What are your future goals?
Be frank about them, and one point to keep in mind always: whatever the other person needs to know, that's all you need to tell them. Whatever are your future goals, even if it is like you need to go into modeling, be frank about it. That's a I think of getting into modeling someday, but for now I have these dreams. I need to be, making good use of whatever I have learned in this past 4 years. One
Uh,
more thing that I would like to mention right now is, like, when you have a goal, when you genuinely have a goal that is really different from what you are doing right now, what you have been presenting for the entire interview, right? That you have been presenting, you like technical and all that, but your actual dream or actual goal is to go into something artistic. So tell them why it is that you are doing right now, whatever you are doing right now, that you don't need to waste those 4 years that you have put into it. You don't want to waste those studies. You went, you did those studies for some reason. You liked it then, or didn't like it then, you were forced into it, whatever be the reasons. but you just need to make full use of that. That's why you are going into this, and you presently like doing it. You presently want to be working for some tech company and working for their company. That's it. The future goals might be entirely different. It's not that you own that company or like you owe that company something.
The next question, what is your greatest failure?
Greatest failure. Okay, again the weaknesses part, right? The way you tell your weakness is the way you tell your failure. The failure can be really really drastic. You might have had lost your leg for once, and you might be sitting with an amputated one right now. Doesn't matter. That lost leg should have had done you some good. Whatever failure you have had in life should have done you some good, should have taught you some lessons. When when you go inside an interview room, when you go inside that cabin, right, your head is full of thoughts, and it's all negative. That what if it doesn't go good, what if he or she gets me stuck somewhere, what if I don't feel confident about answering something, what if I come across a question that I'm not comfortable with. The one point you need to be sure about is be frank about whatever you answer. Be frank, be open about whatever you are answering. If it doesn't suit the other person, it's his or her choice to throw you out of the cabin or like sit down and still listen to your thing, right? You just need to be confident and clear about whatever it is. Failures, the if the other person is asking you about your failures, the only intention that I can think of is knowing how well you adapt to changes, how well you can adapt to drastic changes that cause you loss, how well you learn from them, right? Even if it's a disaster, like let's say an earthquake, or something, some natural cause, that some mistake of yours that caused the entire neighborhood to collapse, right? But you learn from something from it, something or the other, you learn from it. Even if it's like uh, you didn't close the knob properly of a gas cylinder, it exploded and it caused so much havoc, but still after that you learned, you know how to close the knob properly. You won't be ending up closing the knob improperly the entire life. A small lesson is fine, a big failure is fine. You
अच्छा,
just need to have these both parts.
What is your salary expectations?
The expectations,
Salary.
don't tell them.
Okay.
You need to be knowing your worth. See, this is something you need to be doing some research upon. Some points to sum it all up. You need to be knowing some hidden facts about that company when you go for the interview. Like, do some research about the company, do some research about what skills you have and what amount those skills, what skills, what should I say, what those skills amount up to in the real world, in the corporate world, right? What other companies are willing to pay for those specific skills that you have. If you're good at data structures, doesn't matter, it's a basic skill, it's a really basic skills, but some companies exist that are willing to pay a lot for them, a lot for just knowing data structures well. So know it all, and give, even if it comes to the point that he or she is not willing to proceed the interview without you answering it, then tell them an average expectation from what you have researched already, right? That sir, I don't know if it's you know practical or not, if it's acceptably good or not, but I expect, or let's say, if I hope to be getting this amount for my set of skills, if I'm able, provided I'm able to serve your company in a desired way. And like, keep it sure, or let's say dead sure ki you don't have to answer this question. You need to move around, you need to distract them with something else. You might also cough in between that, okay, yeah, you need water and all that, yeah.
now we
Yeah.
are moving towards the Q&A round.
So, next question is,
Mhm.
why do you want to work for us?
Why do you think you opted for the placement drive in the first place? That's the answer you need to give them. See, you need to tell them what's good about their company and how good it is going to prove to your own self. Tell them how selfish you are, not in a way that causes them discomfort, but in a way that causes them to get attracted to you. See, if I am going for let's say a simple company, let's say XYZ. It's a company that works on basic things like a service based company working on data structures, good coding, and all that stuff. So what would I tell them? I want to join a company because I've researched about your company, I've studied about it, I've talked to people about your company, and I've came to know that your working atmosphere is really great. And your policies, let's say, whatever I have come to know of, are suitable for my daily needs, are suitable for my life, and whatever I expect from my work life. Your company, as far as I know, has a perfect balance of working hours that can help me work on my skills and also add to the company's growth at the same time. Even if their working hours are like 12 hours to 14 hours a day, tell them this. They should make this answer is meant to make them feel good about themselves.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate yourself?
Never give yourself a 10. And if you're pretty confident about some particular skill of yours, break it up. Break that rating into, rating yourself at particular some
Skill wise.
strengths or weaknesses. Yeah, skill wise, exactly. Let's say they don't get uncomfortable again. You need to, if he or she stresses, ki just give a rating, just one word answer, give yourself a rating. Tell them it's an 8, because if it would have had been less, questions really confidently, right? And if it would have had been more, you wouldn't have had been sitting for that particular company. You would have had been sitting for some Google, or you would have had been an entrepreneur. So 8 is the safest you can go with. If you're really confident about some particular skill of yours, make sure you mention it and put a 9 on it. If you're good, even good at dancing, tell them ki, I'm good at dancing, and I'll give my 9. I give myself a 9 in dancing. Doesn't matter if it's relevant for them or not.
Question is your advice to clear the HR round, or what you would
My
advise our
advice.
audience.
Okay. Well, I have been going through all over this call. I have been saying some particular points, repeating it all over again. That be confident. Don't lose that smile of yours. Keep the conversation heartily. You don't need to keep that conversation light. Don't let it get tense. Even if you get stuck somewhere, giggle a bit. Don't let the seriousness of the atmosphere bother you or the interviewer. It needs to be light. The conversation needs to be light. That's the first thing you need to ensure. Second, be confident and really, really frank about what you answer. At the same time, don't lose the professionalism in your tone. Like, you can't be like, "Abey yaar, aisa kar rahe ho." Don't never ever do that. Even if your tongue feels the you know utmost cringe to do that, don't ever end up doing that. Ki arey yaar shouldn't be something that should come out of your mouth. Next thing, the final blow should be a thank you. Should be thanking them to give you an opportunity to be able to talk to them. Tell them, express to them how glad and how obliged you feel to be a part of that conversation you've just had. This should be an ending. When you asked कि ठीक है, whatever XYZ, thank you XYZ, and you'll know your results soon or a day after, whenever it is, and it was nice talking to you. Tell them, tell them that it was nice talking to them as well. One thing, I don't know how you guys know this, but it was like the interviewer ends up asking you that you have some questions or not. Don't end up leaving any of his questions unanswered. And rest, all the best for whatever it is you need to go ahead in your life.
So thank you everyone. Thank you
And
to our guest, and please like,
thanks,
share, and
thank you
subscribe
all for
to our channel, My Student Adda.
do
See you.
subscribe.
Okay, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank